What's going on, everyone? Thank you for watching yet another episode of TKA Aquariums here in the fish room. Today, I want to address something very, very important to me, something that's actually, helped me get into the fish hobby as deep as I am. Now, I got to give this guy as much credit as I possibly can because he's helped me immensely with any questions, any, help, or just giving me supplies. This dude is like a phenomenal guy. I give him utmost credit, utmost respect in my book. Honestly, this kid is also the person that's also, like I said before, he opened up the door for me into getting into this fish hobby. So with that being said, that's saying a lot, especially after, getting this fish room, building up my tanks. And he actually is the first one that started me off with a 9-gallon Fluval Flex, the Fluval Flex that I currently have on my workbench. This guy is a phenomenal worker. I actually have the pleasure of working with him. Different departments, same building, but I'm still able to see him and ask him questions. And I like feeding off of people who have a lot of knowledge. Even though I don't have the whole world in my head, this guy, he definitely helps me out if I ever have any questions or, if I need any type of help. I can go to him and other employees as well. And he's just a phenomenal cat. I've always addressed it in previous videos, how I work in a fish store or I always visit fish stores. Whenever I say that, I'm not talking about no Petco, no Petland, none of that. No. I don't really consider those places like real fish stores. I mean, they are fish stores, but I get way too many people who come into my workplace and they say, they get that, like in one of my other videos, they get that Oscar and it's a perfect fish for a 20-gallon. I feel like they need to educate their employees just a little bit more on something like that. Keeping, dogs, cats, and all those other things, yeah, that requires knowledge as well. But when it comes to the fish world, you're getting thousands of species of fish that come through the hobby on a constant basis. There's always something new turning up, and there's always somebody creating something new as well. So we always like to make sure that we educate our customers on everything. And where I actually work at is called That Fish Place, That Pet Place on Centerville Road in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It is a phenomenal place to work. I have learned so much. I am a freshwater cat. I love freshwater fish. That is one of the biggest fish stores I've ever been into, and I am pleasured and honored to actually be able to work amongst those other people who also have the same passion as I do with the fish hobby. So those guys are absolutely phenomenal. But back to the worker. His name is Chuck. Chuck is the man. This guy, I walked up to him the first day I ever wanted a fish tank or wanted to do anything with fish, and he, it was like, I was probably going there like two times a week, not even having a fish tank or any fish. I was just going there to talk to him, get educated on what I'm gonna need, the necessities, what can I put inside of these things. And he guided me to this tank, the Fluval Flex, a 9-gallon. And I was like, wow, so this little tank I could put fish in? He was like, yeah, man. I mean, in my head as a newbie guy and whatnot, I expected just, a beta or a goldfish. I would never sell a goldfish in a 10-gallon tank. If I do, so be it. It's going to be a feeder, but I would not want no Orandas or Ryukins or any type of goldfish inside of there. Put a common goldfish, upgrade him eventually. 30 gallons is something I'd recommend to anybody who wants to keep goldfish. It, keeps them like lively and good for their whole life. Goldfish are meant to live 40 years, not 4 weeks. So keep that in mind if you guys ever have any carnival goldfish or anything like that. Make sure you have an appropriate size tank for them. But all in all, I mean, he sold me this tank and I wanted to actually be more specific with what I wanted. I didn't want to put fake plants and whatnot like how you see in the 55 long right now. Right now in the 55 long there's fake plants. Mainly because something happened over there that I did, and I gotta fill you guys in on that as well. When I turn that camera around, I'll walk through and whatnot. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. But all in all, I said I want to do a planet tank. He said this tank is gonna be great for you. It's nano. You're able to keep a lot of more moderate to low light, even some high light plants that don't need an excessive amount. So he was able to let me know that because of the output of the LED light that's inside of there. So I said, all right, awesome. So he guided me getting the substrate. He showed me, the filtration system, what filtration is. He taught me mechanical filtration, biological, and chemical. He's the one that actually showed me in the back portion of the fluvial flex there is a sponge filter. That sponge is mechanical. That removes all the debris. He showed me the biorings. The biorings is the biological media. That's where a lot of the bacteria grows, along with all the surfaces inside of there. And then the chemical, which is the carbon. Not too many fish hobbyists and stuff will keep carbon inside of a tank. I kind of like it, but there are certain things that I wouldn't use carbon in if I'm doing like just straight up, like I don't care about the polishing of the water, or if you have to medicate, obviously you have to pull the carbon out. Sometimes, the one time I did that, I just never put it back in, and I was just like, you know what, it's looking good, I'm not gonna break something that's not, or I'm not gonna fix something that's not broken, straight up. So he guided me on that, got all my rock work, all my wood, all that other stuff. Before I even got plants, he taught me how to cycle it. He also gave me nicks and crannies of the nitrogen cycle, which is something I can still go over with you guys as viewers. If you guys want to see that, you can let me know down in the comments. I'll definitely respond back on what the nitrogen cycle is, either in the comments, or I can actually just make another video if you guys request it. So I'll make another video. But all in all, I mean, I give respect to this cat. Recently, oh, by the way, all this happened over 3 years ago. So I've been in this hobby a little over 3 years now because of Chuck. So Chuck, you are the man. If you're watching this, Chuck, you are the man. All right, you know what you're doing. You know what it is all about. You kind of made this hobby easier for me, and I gotta give you that credit for sure, 100%. But he actually started convincing me about something. In that fish place, that pet place, we have a lot of display tanks all throughout the store, mainly out on the floor, anything inside the fish room, which is my department as a fish expert. Even though I'm still learning, freshwater is my game, as you can see. Rainbow fish is my game, as you can see. And betas as well. That is my game as well. That is something I'm very passionate about. I love the personality of beta fish. I love, how intricate, the colorations can be, or the designs, or the breeding habits, or the bubble nests, and all that stuff. It all comes together into one thing. But all in all, give credit where it's due, and I'm giving Chuck, you got the credit. But all in all honesty, I mean, he started convincing me, like I was saying before though, we have all these fish tanks inside of the department out on the floor where the displays tanks are out there. And I'm always walking by, it initially started when he was taking care of one of the freshwater tanks. That's how I got to know him. Actually, in one of the freshwater tanks that were there, it's no longer like the same setup. It's completely different. They rescaped it, they redid it. Somebody else is now taking care of it. But there's a tiger lotus inside of here. It's actually the dark green ones that you see. The ones that are green and not red, the green ones are the ones that I actually got from him. As you can see, I still have it. It became a mother plant. The mother plant produced more leaves. It produced another, like, I wouldn't say rhizome because that's more of like anubiases and different things like that, but it produced something kind of similar to a rhizome. And I was able to replant that and more growth was able to happen. So he helped me get my personal favorite plant, a tiger lotus, a red tiger lotus. Gorgeous plant, phenomenal, great grower, takes off. If you don't take care of it well, I take care of mine well, but I do like it when it takes off. It looks wonderful. But all in all honesty, he started convincing me getting into salt water. Now I do have a 32-gallon BioCube sitting underneath on the floor, or not on the floor, but inside the shelvings, and I'm just very hesitant to get into it. 32 gallons, it's a decent and appropriate amount, but any saltwater hobbyists and stuff, they're usually going to tell you, go bigger, it's a lot better to maintain and keep. But he eased my mind. He definitely eased my mind. And he's the one that actually convinced me to get that 10-gallon Nuvo Nano tank, saltwater reef ready tank. Thank you, Chuck. I really do appreciate that, man. He also definitely got me, he gave to me a refractometer, which sometimes isn't super cheap, but he ended up giving me one. And he also said, hey man, I got a bucket of salt as well, that, there's not a lot in there, but it's something. You have no idea. That is so appreciated. Like, something like that, it may seem very simple and little to the viewers, or you viewers, but to me, I take that to tenfold. Like, that is a phenomenal gesture. being able to just hand that over like that, Chuck, I give you that respect. I know I say that a lot, but man, that is awesome. So yeah, with that being said, I'm going to turn you guys around. I'm going to show you the 9-gallon flex that he actually got for me, and I'm also going to explain to you this 10-gallon nano reef tank. Do have water in it, but like I said, let's flip you guys around and show you what I'm talking about. So starting off with the 9-gallon fluval flex, as you can see, it is a heavily planted tank in there. I do have the snake tanks right here. It is producing a little bit of algae over on this side of the corner. As you can see, the Anubis is having a little bit of an algae problem and whatnot, but that's an easy fix. As me, I never use chemicals. I usually veer away from all chemicals. I absolutely love it when I actually end up using, what is it called, like just man labor, you know what I mean? Just do it by hand. It can get a little stirred up in there, but there's a lot of things you can't use with chemicals. But all in all, this is a tank that started me into this hobby. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Chuck, for opening that door for me. Thank you, man, for teaching me, you know, a lot of things about Planet Aquariums. And thank you for all the givings that you've done, man. I always will appreciate that. Lighter should be over here with the candle that I just lit. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't have been any more impressed and happy with the purchase when I had gotten this tank. This tank is a phenomenal tank. It has never done me wrong. It has never cracked or, I gotta knock on wood, it's never cracked or leaked or anything like that. So definitely kudos to you, man. Thank you for the great recommendation. As you can see, I have a beta in here that I did rescue. You know, his back fins are kind of growing back, but his whole bottom has came back. His top dorsal fin is coming back. So I'm just waiting on that tail area to come back. I do weekly water changes on this tank and on all my other aquariums. But that is not why I'm actually here today. Today, it was all about this. This is the Nano Saltwater Tank. 10-gallon by Innovation Marine. Great tank. So, Chuck convinced me to get this. He told me it's not going to be that hard. The only thing that's ever difficult is actually keeping the water parameters with the salinity. But you know, I did tell him, you know, I might fill water in next week, not even this week. I have been dragging on my videos, so I mean, that's why I also haven't been posting a lot lately. But he gave me this right here, a refractometer. This is going to show me the salinity that is inside of the water. So what I do is I open this up. Let me put that down. I open this up. I'll put water on here with the pipette that's right here. So I'll squeeze water onto, as you can see, I just did a test too. And I'm sitting at a 0.026 or a 0.25, 0.26. It's like sitting right in between those lines, which is really good. So I use this device. It tells me how much salt is inside of the tank. If I have too much salinity or not enough salinity, this helps me pave the way into a healthy reef tank. I don't know if you can see into the hole. Let me actually find the camera lens maybe. Wow, that's pretty dead centered, but yeah, you can see in there. Awesome. So when I put water in here, it's actually let me do this real quick. That's really cool. I didn't know that the camera will actually be able to pick that up inside of the lens. But I'm going to put, as you can see right here, I'll put the water on top of this little blue area, like so. I'll put the water back in, like that. I'll close this, okay? Now, I'll let you guys see before I even see it. But you should be able to see the salinity. Man, I'm terrible at this. Yeah, it is very difficult to... Alright, I can't do this. I can't do this. But me looking inside of it, I'm sitting at a 0.025, 0.26, which is absolutely perfect for reef tanks. If you don't know that, I mean, I could also educate you guys on that as well. Let me know down in the comments what a reef should be sitting at, or if you want to just keep saltwater fish. That is one thing he gave me right there. Boom. Next thing he gave me was, like I mentioned before, salt. Now it looks like a big bucket, but what he gave me, there was about that much salt inside of it. That is an immense amount for this. As you can see, it also says, you know, it's going to keep it within that range for it. He said that once he started using this product, his reef tank has never been the same. It's just been so great. So I said, I'm going to follow those steps. If he's helped me pave the way for that and help me, you know, accumulate something like this, like my 56-gallon column tank. When I bought this tank, I told him about it, and he helped me. He helped me pick out rock. He helped me pick out different things like that. I said I wanted more of a plant base, so he also help me pick out the substrate, which is the same substrate in that tank over there, which is going to be the fluval stratum. That is an awesome, awesome, awesome product. I live by that stuff. That stuff holds a lot of nutrients. There are other products as well that you can use, but this is just something that I use in my tanks. I like to make sure that you guys are aware of the things that I use in my tanks. There are other things you can use as a hobbyist, but this is what I use in my tanks. I like emphasizing that a lot. As you can see, they think they're about to get fed. I am going to feed them in just a little bit, but in this tank over here, the changes that I had mentioned was one big thing. There is no more beta fish in here. There is also, HOB and a sponge filter. I know you guys knew that I always said I always like using multiple filtrations. I have a HOB, hang on back. I have a Zist biofilter, and then I also have a sponge filter. Great. Not only that, sponge filter here and a submerged pump. Same thing over here, submerged pump. But all in all, in this tank, I took something out of there. I took something out of there. If you notice, there isn't a fish in there. Well, there's fish in there, but there's a specific fish not in there. And he or she is currently inside of there. It is a panda parrot, my panda parrot. Super, super personable. Right now, he or she is hiding. I just turned on the light for him, and yeah, I put some structures in there and whatnot. I did test the water parameters, everything is absolutely perfect. It is able to also to dissolve, different biological wastes and stuff. So like if any type of plant or anything decays, this will end up taking care of it. I also have some moss balls that I actually spread apart and put them on there. I kind of want to see if that'll grow on there. But all in all, back to the nano tank. This is going to get substrate. This is going to get some live rocks. I'm going to help get this cycled. It is going to take about 4 to 6 weeks for it to cycle. Maybe I can get it in under 4 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. And then at that point, Gabriel's going to be looking at livestock. Yes, indeed. I am looking at livestock. I'm trying to figure out what I want to put in here. Maybe a couple, I want to do dragonets, but that would probably be for the low boy tank that I'll get in the future. But inside of this tank, I'm probably going to do a pair of clowns. Not only that, I'll probably do, maybe some gobies, maybe some certain types of gobies. Anything that's going to be suitable for a 10-gallon, in all honesty. Anything suitable for a 10-gallon. So, all in all, yeah. Video's purpose today is to thank Chuck. Say thank you, Chuck, all the viewers down below, because this guy has helped me so much. So much. So if you guys enjoyed this video today, don't forget, leave a like down below. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. I would love to read your comments as well, so leave me a comment down below. For those of you who do leave comments, I like and love all of them. Not only that, but I also like to reply to them. I will reply. I'm not going to be a YouTuber in the future, 10 years down the line, who's going to get millions and millions of views, hopefully, and not reply to any of them. I'm going to do my best to reply to all of them, even at that point of stardom, I'm going to make sure of that. Not only that, but do not forget, hit that subscribe button, guys, if you guys enjoyed what you've seen today. I know it wasn't super active and everything like that, but you know what? It's, I got to give credit where it's due. And this was a video that should have been made, when I first got the Fluval Flex. But, all in all, thank you guys for watching. Hit that bell icon as well so you guys are notified for the next video when it comes out. With that being said, love you guys all. Make sure you guys stay tuned. And thank you for watching this video. And always like before, I always like to say it. You guys can say it with me now, if you know it. But let's not forget. See you guys later, and ski!